Hey guys, I made 3% trading GBPJPY on my 2K one step Hola Prime challenge. I don't want to come across like I know everything. I'm just documenting my journey and sharing my thought process behind my trades. If you're new to trading and you're looking for a strategy to study and build around, this might give you a few ideas. I'm not saying this is the best strategy or it works every time, but it's simply the one I've been using and I'm using throughout this journey. So with that said, let me quickly take you guys to the screen. Okay, before taking you to the chart, I would like to take you to my personal journal, or actually journal these trades to my thoughts before entering the trade and what I was actually thinking, how I saw the market, and how I was anticipating or trying to make my edge work for me. So this is, you can see we have two losses and two wins. This was on Thursday, which I took my GBPUSD trade, GBPJPY trade. So what was I thinking? So you can see this was when I was waiting for the market to take me into this trade, and you can see, and this was when I got starting to the trade, waiting patiently for the result, and this was when the trade hit full TP. So what was I actually thinking? You can see, moving on to my thoughts journal, okay, about to take this trade on GBPJPY. Let's see how it goes. So that's everything step by step. So let's quickly move to trading view. Let me just do a quick breakdown on this strategy and how you can use it to and you can utilize it for your own benefit. So I'm not saying it works every time. I'm not saying it's the best strategy out there, but I think this is actually the most simple and repeatable strategy you can ever use. It's quite simple, not that complex and not that complicating. So it's easy to learn and repeatable. So let me just quickly give you a quick, you know, lessons or whatever. So we have so basically what I look for is the trend. Where is the market going? What is it, bullish, is it bearish, or is it consolidating? Now the thing about the strategy is that it does not work when the market is consolidating. So if the market is consolidating or the pair you're trying to trade is consolidating, just leave it and maybe look for something else or don't trade that day. So what I look for is the if the market is bullish or is it bearish. So if it's bullish, I'll be looking for buys. But for this exact trade, I took a reversal, more like a pullback. I saw something, but which I'm going to be saying on further in this video. So I saw something that made me took this trade. So firstly, we have a break of structure. Here we have a break of structure, as you can see. We have another break of structure right here. We have another break of structure here. So it's normal to be, anticipating or thinking that the price is going to pull back after a break of structure. So it normally does like that. Like after a break of structure, it pulls back to maybe a particular supply or a particular demand. All right. So a particular supply or demand here, then it moves. So that's exactly how they did. That's exactly how I anticipated the trade and took it. So we have what they call the normal break of structure and the fractal break of fractal market. I mean, normal market structure and the fractal market structure. So this normal market structure. Let's say on the 1 hour, on the 1 hour we have something like this, right? On the 1 hour we have something like this. Now on the 15 minutes, it's not going to be like this. It's going to be something like this, right? It's going to be something like this. Same movement, but different markets. This different market structure, different market time frame. So it's same movement, but the structure are different based on the time. Right, so if it's 15 minutes, you can't be expecting 15 minutes to be doing something like this because it takes longer for 1 hour candle to form. So it's going to give you a perfect market structure than on the 15 minutes. So on the 15 minutes is quite complicated. You can't, maybe try to understand what's going on. All right. So it takes a lot of time and effort. Maybe you have done it over and over and over again. You've seen the market move over and over and over again. Then you kind of like know what's going to happen or know the structure without even going to the higher time frame because you've seen it happen over and over or you've practiced long enough for you to know what's going to happen. So that's exactly what I was anticipating. So let me just quickly, take this off. Ah, oh. So what did I say exactly that made me to the trade? So after this break of structure, you have this one here, you have this one here, right? So it's normal to think that the market is going to pull back after this break of structure. So let's say after this break of structure, I was expecting a pullback. So I wanted to trade this pullback, but how will I trade this pullback? I can't trade this pullback on the 4 hour because I saw this on the 4 hour. I saw this same structure on the 4 hour. So I wanted to trade the pullback. Let's say I wanted to trade it back to maybe an area of demand or an area of supply, right? I wanted to trade it, but I can't trade it on this same 4 hour. So it's okay, it's normal for me to go to the lower time frame to look for an entry, right? Or to look for a structure. And on the lower time frame, it's not going to do something like this. It's going to do something like this. Let's say on the 15 minutes, it's going to do something like this and then pull back. This is what I was looking for. I was really expecting this to happen and it did happen. The patience paid off. So let me take you to guys to the actual chart and you can see what I'm talking about. So let's say on the 4 hour we have the break of structure as I was saying. We have this break of structure let me quickly take this up. Okay. We have where what was the trend of the market? You can see we are bullish. So it will make sense for me to look for buys. It will make sense for me to look for buys. Right? So this was a 4 hour time frame. Then I quickly since we are actually on a bullish trend and the market broke this structure, why? And it's okay for the market to pull back. Now we have all this in context. So I actually moved down to the 15 minutes time frame. Okay, what was the 15 minutes time frame doing? You can see this is what I'm talking about. You can see it's quite complicating. So I moved to the 15 minutes time frame. This around this zone, this particular zone, this zone here. I was expecting a kind of like a market structure shift around the zone, but I can't see the market structure shift clearly. Then I had to move down to the 5 minutes, right? So I have to move down to the 5 minutes. On the 5 minutes, you can see it clearly, even without the market showing itself, we can see it clearly that we have quite a market structure shift here. Now we can see we have a break of structure, a mini break of structure, which normally happens in the lower time frame. We have this structure here. Now, this low was supposed to hold, but it fails to hold. This low here was supposed to hold, but it fails to hold, meaning we have a valid market structure shift. And now, so for me, this is my high and this is my low. So this was my high, this was my high, this was my high, and this was my low. So I was expecting this low here to hold, but it fails to hold. This low fails to hold, and market broke right through it. So for me, it's more like this is the market structure shift. So I had to take this, right? So I had to take this trade, market structure shift, and we have a break of structure here, and we have a high here. We have our swing high. I mean for our 5 minutes swing high. Then I quickly used a Fibonacci tool to take it by entry. here, we take our entry here, and you can see I normally place my my stop loss, my entry right around this golden zone, then my stop loss around here, and target just 1:3. I'm not greedy. I just target 1:3. It's fine by me. I'm okay with it. I'm not trying to prove to the market that I'm right, or I'm just here to make myself available for the opportunity that the market gives to me. So this is quite a simple strategy. It's quite easy and good to learn. It's repeatable. You have to keep practicing. But very soon I'm going to be dropping a full guide on this strategy. But for now I'm just trying to my thoughts, just sharing my thoughts on what I was thinking and how I took this trade. Thank you for listening.